Hey Moop Moop, how's it going? Yeah, I'm getting a couple of things set up, and then I think I'll be done here. I want to find something. Don't need that anymore. I'm trying to find something real quick, and probably throw this on in the background over here so you guys can see what's going on. All right. So this is our setup here. Got some questions there if anybody wants to ask questions, but we're not there just yet. I'm trying to find my documentation that I was doing earlier in the this is it right here. This is a job skills example. So we were looking at this the other day, and I thought that this would be a fun one to kind of go through on our last day before we get into, we're going to start doing the Linux administration stuff pretty heavy. Oh, Moop Moop, yeah, you're always welcome to hang out. That's what we do around here. I want to pull this up here. Let's do a couple things. Let's go check on Ranger Cam for a second. Let's also move this over just a little bit. And you know, this was an actual job board requirements that we found the other day, and we were going through them and talking about, like, do I have the right skills to go get this type of work? Do I have the skills to go into the systems administration field and eventual systems engineering, if that's the kind of thing I want to do as an engineer, right? If that's the type of engineering I want to get into, do I have the skills that somebody's looking for? And we were asking questions, and we were pulling up information about all of these things. So I thought we'd kind of go through this again. When we do it, we will probably go ahead and pull up some Linux labs as we go. I've got a whole bunch of labs here for us to kind of talk through and look at some of this stuff as we kind of work through it. So Friday afternoons, we don't work too hard. I've got more work to do tonight and this weekend. The work just doesn't stop for me, so that's what we're doing. I got more work to do. But I thought I'd hop on a little bit and at least we'd walk through some stuff. Some of this stuff is the kind of stuff that we'll be working through tomorrow when the Linux System Administration course starts. So the way we're going to run that is it'll be Saturdays to Saturdays. So Saturday through Saturday. Anybody that wants to get involved, all you got to do is come into our Discord, which you can get the links for off of our chat there. And anywhere that you go in here, you can come up to the events and you can see that we've got a 16-week Linux Systems Administration course coming up. It's free. Not going to charge you anything for it. Just come and do a whole bunch of Linux with us. It starts tomorrow at 3 p.m. my time. For some of you, that will be different times. You got to go look in your Discord. I can't teach you how to do Discord. We got 67 people saying they're interested. That probably means we're going to net about 40 or 45, I would guess. I don't think we'll get all 70. And then we also have on Sundays the Code Cove, where Salty Catfish comes in and teaches you guys about working through software engineering type stuff. All right. So, and there's our Discord over on the Twitch side of things. And my time zone is, well, I'm in Phoenix, so I guess it's Mountain Standard Time right now. I would be on Pacific Time right now because I am off of, we're in the same time as them. But during this course, I will move to only being, yeah, because I think I'm 3 hours off right now. Yeah, I'm 3 hours off right now from East Coast time. So I'm going to post this over in the, let me post this on the YouTube side for people that want it. There's the Discord if anybody wants it on the YouTube side. And again, we don't work too hard on Fridays, right? We just kind of hang out and talk shop a little bit. And the points over here, the kind of data points on the right, actually come from a real job requirement board. We pulled them up a while back and we started to talk about some of these different things, and we walked through, like, well, do you know these things? Do you know how to do them? Are you ready to go start a systems administration job and then work up towards maybe eventually getting that engineering title, depending on the organization you're with, right? So We'll start in as we go to do this. We'll do one of these later labs, and we'll probably use this OS one. Hey, how's it going, Michael Pessa? How's the new job going, Pessa? Is it pretty fun over there? I don't know if you've. I believe you were starting. Oh, you just started, right? I believe. I think it was last week or at the beginning of this week, or is it next week that you start? I forget. So, oh, it's great. Okay, good. Well, good. That's always fun. What we're doing right now is this came directly from a job board, and in that job board we were talking about these were the things, the bulleted points here, the ordinal counting points that we have here are the things that they want you to be able to do. Oh, you started last week. Okay, good. Well, that's good. And I said the other day, Pessa, I don't think I called you out exactly, but I mentioned that me and the wife had made some of our friends watch So I Married an Axe Murderer, because not everybody's seen that movie, and I was basically saying everybody needs to go see that movie if you haven't seen it. It's actually a pretty fun little movie, little comedy with Michael Myers back in the 90s. But anyway, so these are the things that you might get asked to do. And actually, I have more down here, and we could go through these as well and add things and update things and all those kind of stuff. Yeah, Pessa, it was pretty good. You know which one we just watched? We've been on like an old movie kick, me and the wife, and we watched, it's called Night Shift. And I did not think, I never had thought that there was a, kind of like a movie like that, but it's the Fonz, whoever played the Fonzie, I forget his name right off, but him and Michael Keaton are these like overnight mortuary assistants, morgue assistants, whatever you want to call them, and they run a brothel. Henry Winkler, that's exactly right. Yeah, they run like it's one of the funniest movies I've ever. Like I told the wife, I was like, I can't believe how funny that effing movie was. I think it's like from '88. But I also told her, because she's never seen Breaking Bad and I have, and I told her, I'm like, that movie is basically Breaking Bad over 5 seasons, but put into one movie and then more cute. Remember how, if you guys saw Breaking Bad, he kind of goes from being like a respectable but kind of, pushed down member of the community to like a psychopath. Well, this happens very quickly, and and it's funny. Oh man, Cuddlingus, I couldn't believe how good that was. We really liked that. So, yeah, Pessa, if when you're done with Breaking Bad, Pessa, go back and watch Night Shift. And again, it's just compressed down into 2 hours, and it's not nearly as dark. It's more of a comedy, but it's pretty good. Okay. Sorry, I'm missing stuff over here. The Mad Monk, how's it going? And Subdial Walnuts, I failed junior DevOps interview this week. Oh, no, that sucks. Probably about beyond me. Surprised I got a shot at the tech interview. Hey, those things are where you come back, hopefully, and you figure out what you need to do better, right? The lessons for this weekend, I'm going to record them later. I'm not going to record them when everybody's there, just so everybody knows. Like, when we're down in the Discord doing the lessons, I'm not going to record that part. So the reason I'm doing that is people don't feel comfortable. And by the way, I get this, right? Senior administrators and senior engineers don't like people watching them work because they feel like, oh, I don't know everything and this and this and this. So I'm not going to record it live, but I will go back and record my part of the session later and put it somewhere so you guys have it, probably up on YouTube, and I'll number them per the weeks. So I will do that for you guys, absolutely. Maybe expect them, since we'll do the class Saturday, we'll do the Linux Systems Administration course on Saturdays. Maybe expect me to have it by the weekend, by the end of the weekend, maybe. So that gives me a little time. I got to work through. I got college stuff I got to do and all that stuff. And Seabear, yeah, I will. I was answering that, but yeah, I will do it for. Probably post it somewhere, but maybe up on YouTube as I record them. So yeah, I'll get it on there. Doc, yeah, we'll be on tomorrow. Again, I'm not working too hard right now because I'm just kind of hanging out, but I will. But I was. The goal of today is kind of thinking about, like, could I be a Linux systems administrator? Could I get into this field if I want to? So up here, let's just start up here. This was from one, we grabbed this off of Dice the other day. We went to dice.com and we said, I want to be a Linux admin, right? And then we said, in my case, Phoenix, Arizona, but we don't care. They're probably going to have remote ones up there as well. I think you can even click a button on some of these. I just picked Dice for, it's one that I know and I use, but you could use anyone. There's Monster, there's Jobbing, there's USA Jobs. But look, somebody wants systems administration, Linux clustering. So they want something specific out of Fort Worth. Sometimes they want you to be there. Is there a syllabus that will be? Yeah, there will be a syllabus, Seabear. The syllabus will look like, oops, that's the wrong one. That's the worksheet. The syllabus will look like this. It's got to get cleaned up a little bit more. I got a little bit more work for each of these, but that's okay because I got a few more hours left, right? But this is what the Prolog Linux Systems Administration for the Enterprise will be. And then it'll come down, and here's the course description. This course addresses how the Linux systems work for administration level tasks inside the corporate environment. This course will employ everything from administration of a Linux server and fundamental command line tasks to advanced topics such as patching and web administration. We're going to do all those things to these servers, right? I've got a couple of different labs for you. I'll show you guys those. The contact hours will be about 120 hours of work. So that's over the course of 16 weeks. So that's about 8 hours a week. That includes the time that you kind of meet with me and talk with each other in the Discord and stuff. But it's about 50 theory hours and about 70 lab hours. This is very similar like a college syllabus. I used an old template that I had from a college that doesn't exist anymore to make this. But then here's our course summary. What are we going over, right? And the idea is like server build and hardware components. We'll look at that stuff. We won't get to build that, unfortunately, because I don't have like a data center to get you guys all in. But we can walk through that stuff and we can talk about what the components look like of working in a data center, but that's not really where we want to be. We'll talk about a lot about command line tools and syntax, and more importantly than that, it'll be hours and hours of doing that stuff. So hopefully you guys feel good about doing that at like a system administrator level, right? Basic scripting will be there. I'm going to have some special guest speakers come in and talk about some of the different pieces. So, yeah, power, that's okay. Power FPS, if you can't make it, that's okay. I was saying I will record them eventually, but I won't record them live because again, it's not fair for people, right? People want to come and they want to relax, and if they want to ask me questions, they don't want that to be recorded, and I get that. I 100% get that. Like, I probably get that more than you know. Like, people are like shockingly, it's shockingly difficult for people to ask questions if they know that it's recorded or in front of other people even. Seabear, it'll be on Saturdays. Yeah, if you go to the Discord, right? You pop in the Discord and you go to the events, it'll tell you it in your time zone right here. So this will be done in your time zone right here. Right here, over here, tomorrow at 3 p.m. for me, but somewhere in the U.S. of between, I guess that would be between 6 and 12, depending on where you are in the U.S. Yeah. But we'll record it, and there's going to be components of it, like this discussion. So I said this is a discussion for week 1 example. Read some articles and answer these questions. What did you like about it? This was an example one because we wanted to test the threading. I hadn't really messed with the threads before, but then now you can come in here. So this next week, and I'll post this tomorrow, what our first discussion post is, and then you will be expected to do discussion posts throughout the week. And in that thread, you'll be reading stuff, you'll be maybe writing some stuff, and just you'll be responding to other people, you'll be doing whatever, and it's the same kind. Look, we do this stuff in college too because it gets you used to handling the material more than just once a week. If you just sit down once a week, you're not going to learn something. You got to spend time with it as you kind of go. So, yeah, chill and spree. Hopefully this stuff's useful to you guys. That's the goal. Make a course that's good for you guys, right? I might add some and I might take some away from this course objectives, but these objectives are going to align roughly to each week, like what we're doing. So explain the server build process and hardware system components. What goes into booting a server up? Analyze system security and implement basic hardening of a system. That's important. Construct command line syntax to explore the system and gather resource information, right? Okay, there we go. And Robodom, thanks for getting the Discord out because, everybody's welcome. Discord's always going to be free, guys. In fact, we are almost to, let's see, hold on. I think we're at, 2496. So we're 4 away from 2500, which is, that feels good. We've been building that server for a long time, so hopefully it's going. Yeah, Robodom, it'll be good. Bring your little lunchbox and have your little beanie cap on. It'll be good, right? We're going to do construct scripting to assign variables, conditional tasks, and record output to generate scripts that do basic system tasks. We need to understand how things work, and then we need to understand how to automate it. Now, You guys might think because I like Ansible so much that I don't think you still need to know the basics. You absolutely still need to know the basics of scripting to be a systems administrator. Well, to be an effective one, because you can't be there all the time, and you can't just go and do things on 1,000 servers as well as the system can. It will do things better. It will do it more efficiently and faster than you without all the mistakes, right? We will analyze and troubleshoot an Apache web server, and some of this, I'll show you guys here in a little bit. Some of this will be in the Killer Coda stuff, but I'm going to add a whole bunch of components to it. Don't think like, we're just going to be doing the labs in there. You guys have mostly seen the labs and stuff. I'm going to be adding, I hope, a lot to it. We'll do the lab in like 5 minutes, and then we'll look at how that web server interacts, and we'll hit it, and we'll do all the different types of things we do to a web server to maybe test it and give it a load test to make sure that it can handle our connections. And we'll do all these different types of things with it. We'll do the same things with NFS and Samba file shares. NFS will be typically Linux to Linux. Samba will typically be Linux out to a Windows connection, right? That kind of stuff. Morad said, hello, do you think this knowledge can benefit someone who wants to break into data science? Yeah, so I'm an amateur data scientist. Like, I don't do it professionally for money, but I pull data and I play with it and I do all kinds of stuff with it, right? Like, for things that interest me. And that being said, I do think Linux is like the best base component to learn to get into any other type of engineering. So I know data science is not quite engineering, but engineering practice is applicable across the board. Like to put that a different way, for what Morad just said. I hope I'm saying that right. It's like Drisi Morad. To say that another way real quick. Hold on. Let's go look at this. Let's go down here and let's go look at our like beginner start here, right? And let's say that you wanted to be a data scientist, but I said, well, hey, you should learn some basic engineering, and then you go do some Six Sigma stuff. And Six Sigma, free white belt course, right? And you say, well, what's in there? Well, it's like collecting data. It's doing scientific processes to improve, to look at like the set of processes as inputs and outputs and seeing if you could make them better. And you might say, well, I just want to be a scientist. Well, yeah, you're doing science, but you're doing it as an engineer. This isn't even computer science over here. But anyways, my point is there's really good stuff that's out there. Also, I realized I'm talking really fast. I don't know why. Doc Mal, I just did a prep Cloud Coda Kubernetes course basic to prepare. Hey, did you see, Doc, that next week they're doing a week free? I don't know if you saw, but for people that do Cloud, what is it, Code Cloud? Code Cloud has a free week next week. And I think Fisherman posted it up here for you guys. So people that are looking for, hey, I want to study something, but maybe I'm not going to have time for Scott's thing, that's fine. Go over here. I think it's in certification topics, I think. I'm in this Discord so much I don't even know where things are anymore. But where did he put it? He might have put it in AIML. That seems like something he might have done. If any of you guys know where it is, somebody find it for me. Occident Probe, thanks for the subscription. It's always good. 11 months. Has it been that long? I just saw the other day that I hit, I don't know, 3 years or something that I've been doing this. I don't know. But anyways, it's in there somewhere. You guys can find it. So let's go back to this. We'll finish this up real quick. Analyze Docker and Kubernetes. I'm going to probably have us do a couple of weeks on that. I actually have the whole write-up of what the weeks are going to look like at the bottom of this. Am I going to talk about the use method? Startup, I'll probably mention that a little bit in the systems administration. That's a big part of systems administration for me, absolutely. Yeah, that's how I look at systems, so I think it's good. I mean, at least for other people to know how I look at systems, so that'll be good. Describe and troubleshoot network services, troubleshooting in general, all that kind of stuff. Like, we should know how that stuff works. Walnuts, you said, I pretty much want to do a bit of everything and aim for cybersec, software dev, and sysadmin DevOps. Yep, there's definitely paths there for all of this. I think that I do think Linux is a good foundation for literally anywhere you want to go in your career. And I mean, you know, I'm not selling this, right? I mean, it's free as far as I'm concerned. You guys can come do the class and hang out all you want. But what I am selling is I do think it's a good vehicle to get into to like go and change the course of your career. You know, you might have just been like, I'm just gonna be a network guy and hate my life, but then maybe you go into Linux and that's something that's interesting to you, and then you get into data science. right? I'm not saying all network engineers hate their life. I'm just saying not everybody wants to stay there. Or you start off in a network operations center watching a bunch of dashboards, and then you're like, I think I could probably build these things. And then you go off and you have a good career in Prometheus or whatever, and Grafana, that kind of stuff. So we'll touch those things. Here's our lab. Our lab is going to have Killer Coda. We'll do Killer Coda even if it's just the sandbox. We do not have to just be, I'm not trying to pump up my lab numbers, right? I don't get anything from Killer Coda. If I get 10,000 people to run my labs in a month, it doesn't, I make the same 0 cents, right? So using Killer Coda will be where we'll go, and I will advise you guys when you're building out your projects. There's going to be a project that when you're building out your projects, you can use Killer Coda to get your examples and to test your code and do whatever your stuff. Will you go over building a resume using everything we learn in the course? M4600, I would definitely say that we're going to be going over some of the resume stuff. And can I show you this? Because I've gone over literally hundreds of syllabus over the years, syllabi, right, with my college students. When you do a course and you don't just want to put down, I did a course, the course objectives here are the things that you should be able to put on a resume when we're done. When we're done with this, you should be able to say, I can analyze Docker and Kubernetes components and workflows. And if you can't, I failed you in that component. Well, I failed you, or if only you didn't, then you failed yourself, because that means that I did show everybody else. But the point is, these are the things that we're focusing on each of the weeks. And I'll be trying to call them out as we go, right? Some of them will be multiple weeks. Some of them will just touch as we kind of go. All right. Get down here. And then there's also access to the Rocky 9.3 instances. I have 19 of those guys up now, Rocky 1 through 19. You guys will be able to connect to them through our streamer 1 at prologueasuscom.com connection. I don't advise going there now and getting yourself locked out, because we do have things running that protect the system, but I will be giving out the password for that on the stream, or it won't be a stream, but in the little class. I'll give you guys that in your little worksheets, and we might just change that every week just for fun. I think that would be a good thing. But you'll jump into a jail, and then you'll jump into one of the Rocky systems. Now, you can, when we're doing the class, there will be a lab component that you're going to finish on your own, and that's not going to be done while we're sitting there. And you might say, well, why not? Well, because we have 67 people saying they're coming, of which I think we'll probably have like high 40s, and we only have 19 servers. So 19 servers here. We have all these other ones over here in Killer Coda that we can use. But in my systems, you're going to want them bespoke. You're going to want one for each of you. You don't want to have multiple people in one. So once you get there, and once you're done with it, though, you're just going to go ahead and reboot the server, and it'll kick you out all the way. And when you do that, and also I'll have some protocols that'll maybe, I don't know if I'm going to reboot them overnight or I'll just reboot them when nobody's on them. But the reason I'm going to do that is because then they'll always be clean for the next person. So, okay. Doc said, yep, Obsidian's the best. Yeah, I have LogSec. I like LogSec. I think it's a pretty good little thing. So I think it works pretty well for what I'm trying to do. Here's our course plan. Course is designed to promote learner-centered activities, that's you guys, and support the development of fundamental Linux skills. Course utilizes individual and group learning activities. Now, when I show you guys the projects, because I have a set of projects that you guys are going to be able to choose from, and during the course you're going to be working on that project separate than all the rest of the things. That's how a lot of college courses run, right? You will be doing your own project. Well, if you want to do the class, you do your own project. But you will be able to work and talk with other people that are also doing that project, share ideas, whatever. But you will be turning in your own one. So what I'm giving you is the best of both worlds. I'm not going to give you something where you have to work with 4 other people and they never show up and never help you. That's most people's worst experience in college, right? So I'm not going to do that to you. So performance-driven assignments. So the assignments will be, I'll show you an example of one. Problem-based cases. I'll give you some cases. I'll give you some projects and discussions to do. Discussions will be due throughout the week, so you can just go in there and do whatever you want. Do you think it's worth personal experience with Linux? I got tired, like Linux desktop, thinking about Zorin OS, but helps practice. Yeah, startup. I think you just got to find stuff that's interesting to you. Cuddlingus, they're going to be focused on. Here's kind of my. I gotta write these out. But they're going to be focused on probably a deployment of Kubernetes in some way, like a 3-tier deployment, which I have a good example of that out there. They will probably be around some type of full STIG hardening of a box, which you could do, and Any of those things that I talk about, I can also see you doing with Ansible. So I would say like an Ansible project that deploys something to a set of servers. Those will be that'll be one, and then maybe one that just automates some testing against a bunch of servers or something like that, and then we'll work through those. So Cotolingus, those are like my general idea ones that I know for sure right now. All right, so the class size will be 40 to 60 learners. I don't suspect however many we start with tomorrow will be how many we get to at the end. Hopefully I don't chase everybody away, but I don't intend to make this nice. I don't intend to make this easy. And you say, well, what does that mean? Are you gonna like? I'm not gonna try. Like, I'm not gonna call anybody out. I'm not gonna like try to push anybody out of the class. What I'm telling you though is like, this is going to be meant to change you in some way. Meaning, you're gonna have to challenge yourself. And then I think some people are gonna find out that they don't really want to challenge themselves, and then they'll just go back to either just hanging out or, which is fine. Look. I'm not gonna keep track at the first day and see who dropped out. I don't care, right? Not that I don't care. It's just I care as much as you care. So show up if you can, right? Yeah, Seabear, they will all be, everything in this course, we're just going to call Linux System Administration course. When this is running, everything will be in this projects directory in timestamped order. In fact, the discussion will be up tomorrow morning, and I will have that discussion run from Saturday to Saturday. So it'll be like discussion for week 1. And then it'll have some questions. And this was just an example, but like read some article. I will give you the article. It won't be some generic article. And then it'll be like, what did you think about this? What did you think about that? And then you're responding to other people. And then what you're doing with your worksheet is you're writing out your notes of, because what'll happen is people will go read that and they'll be like, that's really interesting. And one of my things will be like, go find me a couple other resources. And then you'll find that resource and you'll be like, that is a really good resource. And then you'll take it. And then it'll be like, well, now in your notes from your worksheet, right? Because everybody will have a worksheet that'll function as your notes, right? This is what we do, right? This is engineering. Where do I have that? I don't have that open right now. I don't even have it open, but we'll look at it tomorrow and it'll pop up there. Where's my worksheet at? Hold on. I thought I had it. Oh, here's the worksheet. Yeah, here's the worksheet. So this is what the worksheet kind of looks like, and I'm still etching it out, but it'll be ready by tomorrow. So instructions will be: fill out this sheet as you progress through the lab and discussions. Turn in this sheet to me. It'll be my email there. It's free. Marataya, look, did I not? I'm not charging anybody anything. You can come hang out in the Discord and do whatever you want. This is going to be completely run in our Discord. It's going to be just us hanging out. Look, we do Saturday meetings anyways, but no, I'm going to like solidify this down into a course, and when we're done, you guys will get something that looks like this. Something that looks kind of like, oh, where'd it go? Thought I had it in here. Do I not have it in here? I apologize, guys. I must not have it in here. Make that big again. It looks like this. Hold on. I gotta go find it now. And then images. Yeah, guys. If I wasn't clear, yeah, well, I'm not charging anybody for anything. So I'm gonna show you guys an orange version of this because the orange one isn't gonna be the real one. But I love this. One of our guys put this together, Treasure, by the way. And I told him, if anybody asks me, I will tell you guys to go talk to him. But this is what the certificate will look like if you do all my stuff. If you do all my work, it will look something like this. Prologue certificate of recognition. We'll change your name. I'll put my little, instead of Thomas Edison, it'll be my signature on there. I'll actually sign it with my little stylus and my little pen. Well, I'll sign it once and then I'll copy it everywhere. But you'll get the blue version of this. I don't know. Maybe that'll go good on a resume. I don't know. But it'll say our 16-week engineering course. Yeah, and it'll say, and then you can put whatever else you want on there. Yeah. So I want to make this a little more official because like we've been running this group for a long time, and I think that systems engineering in general is good. I really think it's a good way to spend your time and career to get into, right? So yeah, it's free. If I haven't been clear about that, I'm not charging you guys anything. You guys can do whatever you want. But how close are we? Our Discord's real close, guys. We are real close to. Hold on. I can't refresh this here. I'll have to look on my phone version. Hold on. Because it doesn't show up. It doesn't show up right. Let me see. 24. Why is it? Stupid Discord. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. I'm checking my phone. I gotta reopen Discord. Does it tell me that we have how many people? 2497. We have 3 more people. Robdom, I don't know if you mind doing like user count in there and keeping track, but if you guys can get in there, I don't know. We're not gonna probably do anything special for our 2500th. I don't know. Maybe we will do something special for our 2500th member. I don't know. Something like that. We'll do something. All right. Anyways, I'm losing it. I'm losing my thread, guys. But anyways, you come in here, and this is what we were doing earlier. We were looking at, there are so many things that like will say Linux in it. So I say I want to be a Linux administrator, but they asked me to be an extract, transform, and load lead. So this is like the start of being like a systems engineer, or not a systems engineer, like a data engineer, right? So maybe I go click on this and I go see how much Linux do they really have in here? Do they have a good amount, or are they doing something else? Let's see. That's pretty. They want you to have Informatica, so you got to be an Informatica person. Maybe some Snowflake SQL. That's the generic thing. That's the specific thing. And then they want you to know Linux and Azure data governance. So they are a cloud shop, but they use Azure, so that would be useful. All right, there you go. Did we give you a Discord? Hold on. There's a Discord link over there. Yeah, Dennis over on YouTube, you're definitely welcome to hang out. We're just gonna be doing a bunch of Linux, right? Look, this is what we do anyways, guys. It's just that I'm kind of turning it into a course. I've had a lot of the labs and a lot of the different pieces in a lot of different places, but I just kind of decided I was gonna sweep it all up and, turn it into like this 16-week thing for you guys to go through. And I was gonna do it as only 12 weeks, but then I feel like there's a little bit too much, so we gotta do it. And it's funny because if we go back real quick, we're gonna finish up the little syllabus here. The syllabus may change a little bit before you see it tomorrow, but once it's there tomorrow, it'll be set in stone. This is our general 16 weeks. Getting Linux Lab access. The first week of any class, look, I've been teaching college for 16 years. The first week is gonna be getting you guys lab access, getting you in. Make sure everybody can get in Killer Coda. If you can't get in Killer Coda, let's figure out why. I don't have any real, control over that, but can you get into my lab and my lab access? Get everybody access in there, right? We'll do a little CLI primer. If you've never done command line before, we'll do it. We'll do a little VI, Vim. Nano was a joke. We're not really going to do Nano. I don't even know how to do Nano. Do like a Control-Shift-X or something. But command line and VI will get you comfortable with getting in and out of the system. All right. How can I join the 16-week program? It's going to be in the Discord. So Lokesh over on YouTube, all you got to do is get the Discord link, which I think Robodom can get you. Actually, Robodom, can we pin that over there? I'll pin it. Hold on. I'll pin it real quick. Hold on. I got it right here, I think. I'll just pin it, and then it'll just be there forever. Whoops. Control-Z, Control-Z, Control-V. Hit that, and then gotta hit something else just to move it because they've got this silly little UI idea, and then we'll just pin that message. All right, that message should be pinned now. So that's over on the YouTube side. You guys should have that. On the Twitch side, I guess you can do whatever. So, but yeah, you guys are welcome. It's all going to be down in the Discord. We're going to meet on Saturdays, so go look that up. Then we'll get into a basics of the command line interface, and then we'll get into like essential tools. And again, a lot of the stuff we're going to do is going to touch all kinds of other things because I just need to get you down in Linux systems with your hands on them typing. And if that just is all of us hanging out and doing stuff for an hour and a half, like we normally do for our Linux group, then that's what we're going to do. So we'll do essential tools, files, redirect, permissions, probably get into some user stuff here, even though we'll do a deep dive into users down here later. But then we'll do storage. Storage will be pretty big. Now look, some of you guys have seen me like kind of working through the lab here and making this lab right. This lab will be in our system back here, in one of our systems back here. But the logical volume management and the RAID, that stuff's all easy to set up. But this stuff will all, again, have all these other pieces involved with them. And as you're doing this, you're going to be reading about different things and doing discussions and all that stuff. Seabear, okay, so for clarification, is the video going to be broadcast for DC or Twitch? No, so Seabear, the little meeting that we do with 70 people saying they're coming. That is just going to be for us. That is going to be personal, intimate, whatever you want to call that. We're just going to be hanging out. And the reason I want to do that is because, look, like Seabear, if I made you go off of mute right now, if I could make you go off of mute and talk in front of, you know, between YouTube and Twitch, like almost 70 people, I don't think most people would do that. They'd be like, I'm not going to talk. So I don't want to do that to you guys. I'd rather us have like a little group. It'll be like a little classroom setting. We'll work through stuff. People will ask questions. Hopefully people will stop me because I tend to move really fast in my college classes. That's always been one of my, like they always, when I have somebody come in and like assess me, they're like, you move like that. You're just always going. And I'm like, it's a brain dump, you know, like I want my students to hear the things and do the things with me. And they're like, well, yeah, but you never stop to check. And I'm like, anyways. All right. So if what channel, we will be down in the, let's see what the chat says it is. It will be down in the Linux chat. So it'll be down there, and all of the, that'll be in Linux chat. We can talk down there, but all of like the hard things that you can download will be in Prolog projects. So Prolog projects will be there. Cold Kiss, we'll be doing the meetings on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 6 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, and I'm really just on here today. Oh, we'll be down there during it, but I'm not going to be down there right now. Although sometimes I do hop down there in while we're here. So sometimes I'll hop down there so people can talk if they want to. But okay, that just depends, right? So storage, and then we'll do operate and running system. Now this one is one of these ones that this is just, I'm going to show you. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can know about systems, but there's some things that you might not ever have seen before unless somebody sits down and shows them to you. What I mean is like this. Let me show you something here real quick. Let's go get a new one of these because this one's to work. So let's go here and let's go to my P01 Jumpo 1 box. So this is my home box, right? And let's go jump in there as me. And then we've got a screen session, right? So screen-ls will show me my screen, and then I've got this one that I use for streaming. So screen-r into my screen, or into my streaming one, and then I'll be back in a session. Like my Windows desktop rebooted this morning. I lost everything, but I didn't lose any of my connections out anywhere. All of my discussion, all of my stuff here on my Linux box is always going to be there. Everything in my system is there still. So that's not what I want to show you guys. Let me show you this. Did you know that if you mount a system, that the files there are shown in the order that they were mounted to the file system? Did you guys know that? Has anybody ever shown you that? Like I'm telling you, you could know all kinds of things about mount, but until you've been out there like administering systems and working on systems, you might not know that. And why might you want to know that? Well, let me show you this. Let's do a df-h. Do I have any disks here that aren't being used? Hold on. I don't have any space here. Let's go do it on one of the Rocky boxes. So Rocky 1 is one of our boxes that we're going to beat up during this lab, right? And if we do a df-h on him, fdisk-l, grep-i for xvd, he has these raw disks sitting there. So let's just real quick, just for fun, real quick on him. Let's do a make fs. We won't even partition them. We'll just make fs right on top of it. .ext4 on dev. We'll do xvdc for now because he's the top one, just for fun. So we're going to make a file system on there real quick. And then I'm going to mount that file system. So dev xvdc. I don't have to say the type. I can give the type explicitly if I want, like this. But dash type would be ext4, but the helper knows, so that's fine. Mount can figure it out, and we're just going to put that in mount real quick. And now that's been mounted to mount. Again, I know I'm moving fast, but watch this real quick. I wanted to show you this. What do you think the bottom entry in this list of mount is going to be? It's going to be that. So, real quick. I'm about to show you guys a system administrator trick that you may have never. You could have been using Linux for years, but if you haven't been administering Linux, I'm going to show you some magic here real quick. What if that was set in my etcfs tab, and it was in here like up somewhere, and then I got to the box later, like late that night, and this was mounted down here at the bottom? What would I know about that compared to maybe even like other systems, or I go look at other systems and it's mounted here? What would I know about that? Just think about this. It's a running system, but only on this one that's giving us problems, it's mounted down here at the bottom. What do I know about that now as a systems administrator that you can't read this shit in a book. Like, there's nowhere in a book that's going to teach, well, maybe, but what, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like what I want to show in the class is Mr. Muddy Pants got it. Someone manually mounted, or at some point it was unmounted and remounted. Yeah, right? So this is the stuff I want to pass on, the stuff that me and Pessa learned down in the trenches, and some of you other guys learned down in the trenches. You guys see my little chat thing that goes across the bottom? Experience is the hardest teacher, gives the test first and the lesson after. Well, my goal in the Professional Linux Users Group is to show you guys how this stuff works so you don't have to try to learn it on a Saturday night when you got called out and you ended up missing that movie you were trying to watch, and now you're back in on the on-call and you're working and you're like, God damn it, why the hell? And you're not figuring out, like, you're looking for deltas between two servers, but these are the type of things that we look for. Saturday is, what is it in UTC? I'm -7 UTC. So hold on, this is my time right now. Is it dash UTC? Yeah, dash. That's my time in UTC. It's 23:26 UTC time. Well, it's true anywhere. But it's it's 4:26 p.m. for me right now. So that means tomorrow it will be at 2200 UTC. Yeah, it'll be 2200 UTC because it'll be at 3 p.m. tomorrow. So 2200 UTC. Yeah. Okay. I'm on Pacific time, if that helps people. Pacific in the U.S. All right. Yeah. Seabear, you're always welcome to come. Look, you guys don't even have to talk if you don't want. You just have to hang out. But you'll have assignments. You'll have worksheets to go through. You'll have stuff to work on. I'm going to release the worksheets. They will be as .docx. But I know that everybody's not going to want those like that. So I will also strip them down to just a markdown as well. Like, I'll just have a text version of them because I think that's fair, right? Because not everybody's running Windows, or not everybody wants to go get LibreOffice or any of that stuff. So 11 p.m. for where you are. Okay. Yeah. I know there's people in Europe. I know there's people on all different parts of the planet. So, but this will be our course, right? It starts tomorrow, and I just wanted to get on one more time and let you guys know what's going on. Now, we'll start. After we get into the first 4 weeks, will be learning systems. We will be spending as much time as we can just understanding systems, right? Then we're going to start to look at how to secure systems. Now, managing users and groups, you might say, well, that's just part of a normal system. It is, but it's also focused on security, because security will be able to, offload some of this for you, but you still have to make things sometimes. Hey, how's it going, Monkey Man? We're looking at the course, and then I didn't write the year because it's still there. But look, this was one of the fun things about this. I did not do this intentionally. We're going to finish right before Christmas. So what I'll probably do is, because I know people will be doing stuff over Christmas, I'll probably say you have that last week to work, maybe an extra week into January or something before I kind of close it down and do certificates, right? But look right here. We'll do security, manage users and groups. We'll do security firewall D, and maybe a little UFW, which is the uncomplicated firewall, and we'll do some with that. Then we'll get deep into like security and patching. Throughout all of this, we're going to be focusing on doing it the SSH way and also the Ansible way. I'm not going to do Perl, because while I think Perl is still very viable for systems administration, I think you would spend more time on PHP. Marataya, there will be 2 sets of servers you guys can use. You will have the Killer Coda free servers that are out there in the world, and then there will be the Prolug my actual servers, of which there are 19, Rocky 1 through Rocky 19. So they will all be available. Like, if you go to jump into them, let me show you guys here real quick. This guy. If I go to jump into them real quick, so I'm here and I say SSH, hold on, streamer, right? So if I SSH in, now you guys will have the full streamer at prolugasuscom.com, and then in here you'll have the whatever the password is, and then it'll say you've got 10 seconds to choose, because you're locked in a Bastion host right now. You're locked in a shell, and if you don't answer this, it's going to kick you out. Yep. You've not answered a valid input. You get a joke and you get to leave. Oh, I need to write the joke. I used to have an API. There's an API out there for jokes that you could just go grab, but I didn't ever finish setting it up. But anyways, let's do this again. So we'll get in here, and I'll say Rocky 5. And it says you're being sent to Rocky 5. Now you're down in Rocky 5. You say, who am I? And ID. You are a root user in Rocky 5. You shouldn't. Yep. You don't have access to go up to the werewolf server, which runs everything. But if you reboot Rocky 5, right, what'll happen to that server if we... Oh, shoot. My system rebooted, so give me a second. Rebooted. I didn't turn all my stuff back on. If you reboot Rocky 5 like we just did, and it'll zipper you all the way out of the system, it doesn't put you back into the Bastion. Kicks you all the way out. We could come here, and we can watch Rocky 5 boot at the console. And how will he boot? He will boot back to a clean node. Now, that being said, his disks will maybe need to be repartitioned. So when we get to the disk partitioning portion, I'll be showing you guys, because technically, like, somebody might be on, you know, Rocky 19, and then you jump in later and they've already done the lab, even though they've rebooted the box. You can wipe the lab. I'll show you guys how to, because it's pretty straightforward, and it's something administrator needs to know how to do. Unmount file systems, do all of the wiping of the disk, because that's all you have to do when you've rebooted. And then we will get you back running through the lab, right? But that's a good thing. Like, cleaning up an old node, that's a valuable thing to know how to do. Like, an attached disk needs to be wiped. Grasshopper walks into a bar. Bartender said, hey, we have a drink named after you. Grasshopper says, we got a drink named Dave. I like that one, Sea Bear. That's pretty good. I have some dad jokes myself. One, my favorite one that some of you are probably going to groan. Oh, God, he's telling that joke again. It's, what do you call a beehive with no exits? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What is right? 7 plus 5 or 13 plus or that? Yeah, which one? Let me know. Look, by the way, this is the boot process of Werewolf. If you've never seen it before, we got to look at that and understand the startup of a system. We can watch it in there. How's it possible? Firefox unspell from snap mounted root partition. So root partition had root and var snap connected to it. That's weird. Oh, they're both wrong. I see what you're saying. That's like the old question, Maratai. Here, I'll ask you guys a question. This is one that gets I guarantee you right now, I'm going to get you. And some of you are like, he's not going to get me. I'm going to get you guys. And you're going to be like, nah, this guy can't get me. I'm going to get you. I promise you I'm going to get you right now. All right. I promise you. Even if you think you know, I'm going to get you. All right. All right, hold on. So hold on. So here's the one that's kind of funny. Is what's heavier? A ton of feathers or a ton of steel? Which is heavier? I'll let you guys think about that for a little bit as a little community here while we keep going on this. Anyway, so we rebooted that box. That box is clean. Everything, I could reconnect to it and it would be back to whatever. The answer is not correct, Occident Prone. One of them is heavier than the other. All right, we come down here. Yeah, we look at these. So what's the other one? Scripting. We'll do system checks. We'll do some Docker, basic setup stuff, some K3s, and advanced microservices. We'll do some of that stuff. What's gray, small, and looks like an elephant? I'll tell you guys what it is here in a second. Hold on, wait. What is people saying on YouTube? Papa Scorp, you probably could set up your own VM if you wanted. You absolutely could. Yeah. I think I'll give an option for a local VM. Yeah, I think a local VM would be fine. Server running rel. So you would want to be running either rel or maybe Fedora or Rocky. I would say those would be the main ones. And then minimal resources. I would say to give yourself for this at least one CPU. It'll probably be looking like those. and then 2 gigs of RAM. That should be all capitalized. I don't know why that's not capitalized. And then you want to give yourself probably 3 to 5 gig hard drives, because you're going to have to carve some stuff up in there, right? And then a network interface, right? And that could be bridged, right? Just something you can get out and pull stuff down from the internet with. So yeah, you could run, I will give the option of a local VM, absolutely. And the labs will work with that, although you'll always have, this is always true of all things, if you run something local, it'll look a little different. So let me show you what I mean by that. So in our lab for, show you the lab for, like, I think this is week 4, unless I just go wildcard and change it to the first week. This is our Prolog LVM and RAID, and you do some basic stuff. I just make people do basic stuff, show you some speed test stuff, and then I show you to go look at all your disks, whatever your disks are, and they will be different in different Rocky servers because they've been in different order. And then, oh, okay, wait, did you guys find it out? What's the difference between a ton of feathers and a ton of steel? What's heavier? There's definitely some controversy because you guys are going to think it's the same. It's not. With the feathers, you have to carry around the weight of what you did to all those birds. Anyway, so then, I think that's hilarious. PVS, VGS, LVS, because you're using logical volume. Yeah, no, that was a... They're both exactly one. Yeah, but then one, you have to carry around the weight of what you did to all those birds. First time I ever heard that, I lost it, dude. It's one of those good old jokes right there. Because everybody thinks they know. I know the joke. The joke is they're the same, and then you were trying to be clever. No, I wasn't trying to be clever. I'm just telling you, you had to do a lot of bad stuff to a lot of birds to get a ton of feathers. That was pretty good, right? Or a kilo or whatever. All right, so anyways, the point is you would be able to do this lab without... Oh, yeah, you didn't even eat them, Technique. You didn't even eat them. You just pulled all the feathers off them. You were like Stalin. You guys ever heard the old Stalin thing where the reporter asked him about the bird, and then he like just plucked it and the bird stayed by him? Anyways, it doesn't matter. All right, so there's some NFS shares, and I'm going to add an NFS share to this, I think, where when you're in the Rocky servers, right? So, and I'll show this tomorrow, but when you jump into, I can get back in it through this, right? This is going out and coming back in. Right, so I get in here. Let's just say I go to Rocky 14. I'm going to be testing these tonight. You might have to ask and get in, and then you'll be logged into Rocky 14. And one of the things about this is if you do a df-h, you see that there's there's a home and an opt. And those two things are mounted off of the Werewolf server. So let's go look at them. So we say mount grep-i for home and mount grep-i for opt. And they are both read-write, meaning you could write data out there. I'm gonna make another one, and it's gonna be labs, and then labs will be where you can download if I have any special labs or if there's any other project stuff that I want you to do for each of the different weeks. I'll put it out there. So the point, and then look, these are automatically shared, so like everything's shared across all the systems. Can I do some demos with S Shuttle later? Very interesting tool. I've never used it. Is that open source tool? Transparent proxy server that works as a poor man's VPN. Oh, interesting. Supports DNS tunneling. I've never played with this. I wouldn't know what to do with it. Download it, run it. A lot of ways to run it. Go read the docs for a minute. Looks like there's some interesting stuff up there. Oh, did it? Robodom, did you catch who it is? Did you capture whichever the 2500th person was? Maybe we'll do something for him nice. Who knows? We'll figure it out, guys. We'll figure it out. I don't want to scare away new people. They'll be like, "What's this guy giving me all this attention for my first day?" I don't want to do any of that. Like I want our Discord to be a place where people just go hang out and talk shop, right? Like I don't want it to be. There's that. Oh, so an extra hard drive, probably old for carbon would be okay. Yeah, Doc, it would if you're running. So Doc, if you're running on so this is a question on the YouTube side about using an extra hard drive. Doc, you could probably get away with just... So, okay, I don't do a whole lot of Oracle VirtualBox, but I'll pull it up for you guys. The reason I don't do a lot of it is because I don't want to slow this laptop down. I have all my stuff outside there. But what I was going to say is we could build a new server here and just say new, you know, new box, whatever. And then the type could be a Linux, like a raw Linux box. Let's just say that he's some other 64-bit Linux. And then as I go forward, we can give him some memory. I don't know, we give him like, how much can I give him? Give him all 64 gigs of my RAM, right? Let's give him like 4 gigs of my RAM, right? Whoops. A little down. All right, we'll give him 8 gigs, whatever. And then now it says you can create a virtual hard disk for him, but then you can pick the type. VMDK would be if you were going to export it somewhere typically, but VDI is their native one, so I'm going to do that. And I'll have it be a fixed size. Dynamically allocated will be smaller. But for your main box, I guess you can do that. And let's just make this, I'd make this like 20 gigs, let's say maybe. Right, I got 2 terabyte. I got a bunch of space out there if I want to use it. And then when this goes, it'll create that, but then I can go create a couple other ones too. And like 3 other ones are the ones you kind of want to be able to do some of your speed testing for this lab. For these labs that we're going to be doing. Okay. So again, if I wasn't super clear about this, so we come in here, we go to storage. I don't do this a lot, but I should be able to add a few other. So watch. As I don't need a new storage controller, I just need more storage. So let's add another hard disk, and I'll make a few hard disks attached to this, right? And I can just create a new one and add it, and it'll just be another one. It'll be like fixed size of 3 gigs. You know, this one will be smaller because we're just going to use it to carve this thing up anyways. I don't know. But you want them all to be the same size, so I would do like 5 gigs, perfect. And then they'll be all the same size. So now these would be built and attached to my new box or whatever. I'm not going to do it this way in the lab, but I will give this, I guess I will give this as an option. So choose that. And then, yeah, now when I start this box up and boot it into Linux, it would have those extra disks, which I would leave them unallocated, and then we'll allocate them through the lab process for, you know, learning how to do that. All right. So anyways, what are we doing, guys? We're talking about getting down in the Discord. We're going to have a big system coming up here in tomorrow. Oh, it looks like 77 people are interested now, but we're going to run a 16-week Linux system administration course. I'm going to run it a lot like I would run a college course, but we're just going to do it informally down inside of our Discord. All of the stuff will be posted down here in the Prolog project, so you will know exactly what each unit will be about, and there will be a discussion for each week where you will be required to come in here. Required, yeah, I know, it's like a college class, right? To come in here and give discussion topics, respond to people, talk about whatever I gave. I gave some generic one here, but for you guys, it'll be the one that's going to pop up tomorrow will be much more organized, and then you can just make a couple posts during the week. You know, we'll do one post for yourself and then one response to somebody. But then you'll take useful things that you find out of there and you'll put them into your notes. So your notes are going to be this tool here, your little worksheet. I didn't finish going through the worksheet, but instructions, you know, send it to me. I'll have some definitions and terminology each week, so I'm going to be adding to this. I'll put the exercises that we're doing in here. We'll probably do those together, and then I'll have a lab, and the lab will be separate. You'll do the lab offline. The lab's on your own time, almost like homework, I know. And then I have some digging deeper. These are the real ones for tomorrow. We'll be doing Vim Tutor and messing around, and then we'll go. Somebody had mentioned Vim Adventures. I never saw it before. Somebody had a pretty good YouTube video that we went and watched. We're like, this looks fun. So this is like another couple hours of stuff for you to go do around the topic on your own time, right? So like now you're hanging out with us, you're talking shop, you're working on the different stuff and getting ready. Yeah. And then some reflection questions. These are again notes for you. What questions do you still have about the week? How are you gonna use what you've learned in your current role? And these will be this. Oxtent Prone, all you gotta do is show up tomorrow. And then other than that, you would just start downloading stuff out of Prolog projects and typing in the discussions. That's all it's gonna be. And then what I'll do is I'll just be keeping track. I'm gonna build a little spreadsheet. And I'm just going to keep track of, like, it'll be names down, and it'll be weeks across, and it'll just be I might have to do weeks, and then it's gonna be a lot. It'll be participation in each of the different sections, because when you're done with this, you can send this to me, right? This will have a place for you to send this to me. Oh, and then reflection questions. Yeah, those will be your write-up of what you learned. Again, for you, they're your notes. I need to add this. Hold on. So down here will be, no, hold on. Keep the formatting. Whatever. Let's change it to, it needs to be a header, and it'll be notes. Right? So this will be your notes during the lecture or class, and you will sit there and you will type out like terms or whatever, links, maybe terms, I don't know, useful tools, whatever. You can put whatever you want here, and then you would be taking your notes during the class. I'm also gonna very much recommend that people have something like, if you have logsec or something, you come here and then you just go here and you just work in logsec while we're doing our stuff, right? Whatever you're doing. But yeah, Occident Pro, all you have to do is be in the Discord to do it. It'll be free. And all you got to do is, oh, it looks like we have unusual activity. That's no good. And then we'll come down here, and then it looks like 83 people are up for it now, so that's even more. I don't know what this unusual activity is. Hopefully we don't have any problems going on, but we'll figure it out. Okay, that's the first time I've ever seen that alert right there too. So, all right, so that'll be what each week's worksheet will be, and that'll be something for you to do on your own too, right? Oh, Robe Down, that's fair. That's fair. Hey, look, I'll take it, right? If people want to hang out, Discord's free. It's always going to be free. There's some way to monetize it, but I don't even know how to do that. And I don't even care either. But our goal is, to get people that want to do this stuff into doing it professionally. That's the goal. That's what we're doing. It'll be Saturday to Sunday. Yeah, that's fair enough. YouTube, yeah. YouTube on YouTube, at YouTube on YouTube, is saying Saturday to Sunday midnight. Yeah, that's actually exactly how my college classes run, Sundays to Sundays. But I will be adding to this a little bit. I'll be putting some exercises in, and then what your lab is. So I need to add that. So let's just do this. Put it as a heading and say lab. What the hell just happened? My brain broke. Definition, terminology, exercises. I'll put the discussion questions. So the discussion question will be right here for you, but it will also be in there. Oh yeah. All right, so that'll be like what a worksheet looks like, right? But again, I'll also have a version of this that's just down in I'll grab this and I'll just take it and throw it into my notepad, and I'll just extract down the text, because not everybody's going to want to use, a worksheet or, docx or whatever. All right, so this is kind of our plan. This was just me talking about the plan before the wife got home, because the wife should be coming home soon too. So, oh, I want to say this because I just saw that somebody bought the book. You guys do not need the book to do this course. The book is a separate thing. The book is all of our labs, and it is, I think the book's good. I think a lot of us spent a lot of time making the book good. You do not need the book to do this course, and this course, like I was just talking about, will be completely different than the book, and it'll be super free. So free is the best, right? But if you guys just saw where I was showing how mount works and how you read from the M tab, which I didn't even get into that, these are the things that will be valuable to you as you go out, because at the end of the day, when you're sitting there working late at night to get a server back up, it's literally you and the server, right? It's like theater of the mind. That's what C.S. Lewis used to call it. He said radio is theater of the mind. And I think systems administration in a lot of ways is theater of the mind. And what I mean by that is you have to be able to and I'm not trying to be philosophical here. I'm being as an administrator and engineer, you have to be able to put what you want to do and fix up into the system. And this is the abyss staring at you. Have you guys ever heard the quote about, if you stare into the abyss long enough, the abyss stares back? Or another way they say that is, if you hunt monsters long enough, you become a monster. It's the same type of idea, right? I could turn the homework into Google Docs and make it available to everyone. They just need a Gmail account. They'd make a copy and fill it in and turn it in if necessary. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea, Uzochi. Just have people download it like that and send it to me. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That would be. Let me think about that. The only reason I do like that. I can't think of a bad reason for that, but I think there's some Google limits on, because I don't have, like, I have a separate business Google account for like where I work, but like I don't know how much I guess I'd be able to share on my account. But yeah, let me think about that, Zochi. Maybe for the first run through. So this course, once we get it done, some of you guys will be, you'll be my early. You're like my early people. I mean, I've been building these classes and Linux stuff for years with the prologue, but this will be our first run through of like a 16-week version of it. So there'll probably be some stuff that's a little rough around the edges. But I mean, all in all, it's not going to be hard for me to fill an hour and a half, 2 hours of time with us doing stuff. And then I think I was telling you guys too, in these weeks, actually I need to find somebody soon. In these weeks right here, weeks 4, 8, 12, 14, and 16, I'm going to bring in a guest speaker. So like we normally have like a guest speaker come in, we'll do it like for the first week of for the first hour of the week. And then I'll have somebody come in and talk for maybe like the second hour. And we'll probably get like, probably get Pessa to come to one of them. Because Pessa has been a systems administrator and he can tell you about that and transitioning out of that, getting into that and getting out of that role. Like the deep weight of all those birds you have to murder for a ton of feathers. Yeah, Cuddlingus. You have to at least make them cold. I mean, at least they're going to be cold. Anyways, okay. But this is the idea of it. This is the general idea. And I might have to take this and put one of these in here. Where is it? Paragraph. Line break. Don't page break before, because that was bugging me that it wasn't all on the same page. All right. So we'll do that stuff, and we will get in there and we will build this out, and hopefully it'll be very valuable to you guys. And I like that idea where probably at like week 8 and then probably again at like week 16, we will review the things that we can put on our resume at those points. Maybe we'll do it even in week 4, because they are kind of blocked like that. Like the first 4 are kind of like getting into systems. The next 4 are mostly like security and some services. And then we go deal with like automation and like systems administration things that'll just make you better all around in the systems administration and engineering world. Okay. So with all that being said, I think the wife's coming home soon. Let me text her. See where the wife is. 1 second. You almost home? Home. When she comes home, I gotta go because it's date night. It's like a quick date night. And then, yeah, she is Robodom. She was feeling nauseous yesterday, but she's a lot better today. Control Enter for break into next page. I didn't know that. Daft Duck. Hold on. I'm always up for learning some new shortcut. Hold on. So if I did like Control Enter right here. Hold on. Like Control Enter. Oh, hell no. That is slick. All right, well. Kings to you. No, I don't want that. Hold on. We're going to just back out all that. All right. Daft Duck, if you find me if you find me down in Discord and message me, I'll give you a like a humble bundle or something. I was doing that yesterday. Somebody found I had this slide deck that I've been using for like 3 years, and somebody said that shouldn't be probably, that should be probable, and I was like, so I gave them a couple of humble bundles for it. So yeah, Daft Duck, if you have a humble bundle you want, just message me on Discord. It's not hard to find me. I'll give you one of those for that. That's a pretty good little trick that I did not know. All right, let's make this a little bigger too. Let's go. That's better. All right. But anyways, yeah, that's slick because I only use Word for college stuff mostly. Oh, you can select multiple lines and choose keep together or keep with next. That's actually good too. Yeah. That's super useful. Okay. I got to get off of here soon. Let's see. Did I go over an hour? I did go over an hour, but tomorrow we won't. Again, guys, I'm gonna emphasize this for people that want to come to the class, as it were, the Linux Systems Administration. I will not be streaming that. We'll just be hanging out. I am gonna record what I'm talking about later, so that we can put it up probably on YouTube, so people can go and look at it as like a persistence. But I will not be doing it. I will not be like while we're live. We're just gonna be hanging out because I want people to be able to ask questions where you guys, some of you know this, people won't talk. Some people won't talk in front of a group, period. But some people don't feel comfortable if things are being recorded, so I won't do that. I won't do that to you guys. I'll let you guys kind of be. Soft, it'll be 3 p.m. my time. That's Pacific. I'm in Phoenix, but that's Pacific time right now. During this class, though, if time changes, as I think it does, then it will shift an hour because it's my time. And I hate to do that to you guys, but that's just, well, if people complained, I would keep it the exact same time and I would just shift it on my clock. I'm fine with that too. So, okay, the wife's almost home. She just texted. She's only a mile away. So, I will hop off of here. Let's go find somebody to raid. There's a lot of people on YouTube. I appreciate you guys coming by. Come down, hang out in the Discord, assimilate, find things that are useful to you. You guys on the Twitch side, you're always around. So if anybody's new, you're welcome to come hang out. Go do, some labs. Get yourself ready for this because, again, this won't just be lab work, guys. Lab work will be part of it. Exercises in the labs will be part of it. But I want you guys to know that, this will be different than my normal stuff. It will be more of, systems administration stuff. We do a lot of, technical stuff here, but we don't always go in and do this. So this will be going towards a career, which, by the way, I didn't finish this, but this notepad is up in the Discord when we did it. So if you want to go look through some of these job things, and I will try to tune a lot of this back towards getting a job in the field because I do think it's good. So, all right, let's go find somebody to raid on the YouTube side. Thanks for coming by. I don't have any cool raid stuff for you guys. I think I know who we're gonna raid on the Twitch side. Yep, he's on. So we're gonna go hit him. He's playing video games, but he's a nerd. And when I say nerd, he's a tech guy. So he writes a video game, and he is very good technically. So he's the type of guy that we want to ask questions of if we need to. His name is Practical NPC, and I will see some of you tomorrow. Take care.